Not distant. I have something here for you. It's the weapon of a Jedi.
Then I am a Jedi.
Yo, welcome to Saber Talk Sunday. Mundo in the house, KB in the house, and you know, Lord Barris in the house. What up, fellers?
Hello,
everyone.
How was y'all's week so far? Mine's been busy.
Not bad. Just been, going along, doing life. But yeah, just fun stuff, I had my Saber Legion practice yesterday, last one before Saber Strong, which is next weekend.
Nice.
I've been eager to ask you about your practice all day because I just had practice today.
Well, I can say that I am most certainly the possibility of me getting practice next week is very high, especially considering I'm going up against people who are probably better than me, especially Bobby Zavala, Ryan McKenna, all those people.
McKenna's going to be there?
Ryan McKenna's going to be there.
Ooh.
God, I wish I could go.
You know who he is? You know who he is?
Yes.
No, you don't even know him probably. You're just like...
Hey, I'm excited for you guys. I don't know him, but the enthusiasm that you two have is unbelievable. So I have to match your enthusiasm, okay?
All right, fine.
You're fine. Fair enough, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, basically, but I mean, last year when I did exotics, I took a saber pike to the throat, and I was wearing a borrowed gorget. So now I have my own, but at the same time, I'm just like, this is gonna be fun.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not doing exotics this year, but I am doing basics. So plus on Sunday, I might as well stay and help out and help with line judging and whatnot.
Now we are going to talk about the Proffieboard. Tonight we're going to talk about the Proffieboard 3.9. And I am not very schooled and nowhere near anything to know about this board myself. I mean, there's just very little that I do know. As a matter of fact,
your first time with a Proffie?
Yes, actually, because if you watched Anthony's video, he sent me the Luke Skywalker, which I have right here. Right?
Oh,
so we're gonna see this. We're gonna see this in action tonight, right?
Zoom in on it.
That's the Nexus one.
Oh, it's Nexus. Oh, that's the one I have.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it a Nexus?
That's the one.
Take off the bottom.
Yeah, the Nexus one is actually the more accurate of the budgets.
Well, okay. Yeah, you have the that's the one I have too, and it has the extended emitter, which definitely helps. Take the core out of the bottom.
Yeah, let me do that real quick here.
Also,
so it's got a Proffie 3.9 in it.
Oh, nice of them to upgrade it from the 2.2.
At least I think that's what it is. I mean,
let me take a look at it.
And the thing about this one is that the core has a 3400 milliamp. What is it? I think it's let's see, 3400 milliamp, 18650 battery.
Okay.
And it is a gold core. Or gold looking.
Oh, okay. I see what it is. Okay, wait.
And there's the Proffie right there.
Wait. No, it's a 2.2.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it on the board.
Okay. Well, then it's a 2.2, and I stand corrected. But nonetheless, Anthony sent it to me, so
Yeah.
This is actually like stock from Nexus.
Those are the newer cores. Specifically the chassis around it. I've taken the liberty of having some of my cores upgraded to 3.9, which I'm hoping Nexus.
It's a 1-to-1 swap.
I know, but and I'm thinking of from now on buying my cores as Xeno, so that way I don't have to spend so much money on Proffie anyways, because all needs to do is just a simple wire switch.
Mm-hmm. And in the house,
that's what I've been doing. I have a Proffie V2 and a 3.9.
Wouldn't waste freaking money.
I've been telling people, dude, like if you go TXQ and you get your SMV4 Pro, you already have a Proffie Lite. It's budget Proffie. If you decide to upgrade to either Proffie V2 or 3.9, it's a 1-to-1 swap.
Yeah,
Mo's in the house.
From the SNV4 to Proffie, it's still a 1-to-1 swap.
Oh, I know.
Scott's in the house.
Basically, the reason why I prefer 3.9 is because more memory allows for more blade styles, especially by Nathan Donovan, and some of the stuff he's just really good.
Yeah, Nathan's blade styles are dope as shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Dark Jedi.
Yeah, Mo, give me a minute or two, buddy. I'll send it to you. I knew that's what I forgot who to send the link to.
What's up, everybody?
But
the other thing about 3.9 is you got a better gyro than V2.
Better gyro? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you have a sleep mode.
Yes, which is very nice. And 2.2 is decent, I would say.
I mean, I like it, man. I mean, I was playing around with it a little bit, and I still don't know all of the functionalities of it, right? But I mean, my God, this thing is just unreal, dude. Because when you turn it on, I mean, I can turn it on from here, just like this.
So the battery that's in there, it's not standard to Nexus. Is it like? Is it?
No, it's a better battery. Titan's in the house, and if you watched Anthony's video on it, he upgraded that battery that they normally send.
Well, here's a question: where can I buy it? Because I have my own quantum blade that I bought from Custom Saber Shop, and that thing, and I would like to, and if I could, I would like to swap out my batteries with something that's even more powerful, especially if it's going to fit Nexus cores.
Yeah, I'll have to look at what the battery is again from what I think he says it in his video of where the battery's from, and then we can.
It would be nice to have a link too, you know.
Yeah, no, I think there's. I'll look at the video and see, and then I can send you that link or send you what it is, where it's from, and then we can go from there, right? But again, on this chassis here that you can, or this core, you can turn it on from a little button right here.
Yeah, the old style used to have a kill switch, which I don't mind, which I liked because battery and whatnot. But I mean, the newer style is okay. I'm not going to gripe about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that they got rid of the kill switch.
I mean, yeah, it all depends on your perspective of it. But speaking of new sabers, which by the way, you do know there's a speaking of your Luke, you do know there's a way you can switch on where it'll turn on the Greeblies.
Yes, as a matter of fact,
well, no,
yeah, because it's in the
inside of the circuit board, under the clamp card.
Yeah, it's right here. Yep. You can turn it on, and it'll turn on these LEDs, the triangles and stuff on there.
Yep.
I like that functionality though. I really do, because I can choose to turn it on and I can choose to keep it off.
It's an
either way
from the old Eco ones that Nexus has.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of new sabers, I got my Corbath sabers.
Yeah.
From the May the 4th sale. So first up we have Darth Malak's lightsaber.
All right, let's get a close up of that.
That's a teal.
Nope. This is Darth Malak's lightsaber.
This has an axe.
What are you talking about?
Darth Malak? He has an axe head.
No, that's Malgus. Malgus.
Okay.
Yeah. Malak's the one who doesn't have a jaw. Malgus has a respirator. There's a difference. Sorry, I didn't mean to act like you were. I feel bad about that. But basically, it had an end cap at the end, but I lost it. But honestly, it doesn't detract from it. And the CoverTech wheel does not come with it. I got this from Great Salt Lake Sabers, and I had sent to Mountain Sabers to have it installed. And it looks great because it's good, and it's good for keeping on your side. So basically, access to the core is rather simple. I got the installed version, and it is a standard Corbanth chassis from Reaver's Arsenal. So I will take away some stars because the way they did the board, the way they did the board, it's almost impossible to take out without lifting it up. And after I lifted up, it started making random noises and whatnot because it wasn't glued down properly. So I had to use some electric tape to put it down. Also, if you can't see, the glue work was a little bit shoddy.
Yeah, I see it right there. It's that little white globish thing.
It still functions great, and the core is good.
Yeah.
I'll definitely upgrade it to a newer core, to a newer chassis later. Also, the kill switch, they put it on the inside where you have to use a Allen key to flick it on. And I'm just like, why? It's just like, why? So basically,
When you finally swear loyalty
I mean, if your fingers are the size of a baby, you can get in there.
well, unlike you, KB, I do not have baby fingers. I have adult sausages. That are kosher. That are kosher.
Really, Mo? Oh man, dude, I can't get my other phone to start. Let's see. There we go. Never mind.
Sentence flow through you.
Well,
Now let's talk a little bit. Let's talk about the Proffieboard. And everybody knows this, or most of everybody knows this, and we're gonna. So it's nothing new, but we know that the Proffieboard is open source, right? And we know that. Let's see. Let's go this way. So we know that the Proffieboard is open source. And of course, there's so many things that you can do within an open source type scenario. I mean, the way that people describe it is basically, you've got two different type of vehicles, right? And you've got the Proffieboard, and let's say you got the CFX. So if you want to kind of compare these two, and it's definitely apples to oranges, because with the CFX, you're basically buying a car with everything in it as is, and you can't really customize it. I mean, you can customize it just a little bit, but not as much as you would like a Proffieboard, right? So, because with the CFX, you go ahead and you're going to change things intermittently on it. You got the motor under the hood, and you got your steering wheel, and you got your interior. So you probably could change your interior and the colors of the paint on the car and so forth, right?
yeah.
But here, when you compare these two, and you have both of them, and when you start out with the chassis, in the Proffieboard, you customize it just from the bottom up. And so you can literally pick your wheels, you can pick your chassis, you can pick your paint color, your body shape, and everything else in between to add until you get to where you want in that fully loaded vehicle, right?
And the thing is that Proffie the loading up of Proffie has been something that has been available to other things. It's open source, it was possible to do it with lightsabers. You just need someone dedicated enough to do it. And X3, Fernando Dosa, he became the one that became the primary arbiter of what we get with blade styles and what we get with. And he's doing this all for free out of the goodness of his heart. So, I mean, definitely don't bash him or anything.
Yeah, and that's the important thing that people need to remember. A lot of these guys that do this stuff, they do it, for free for the love of of the hobby, and provide that where he could actually turn around and say, hey, you know what? Now I'm gonna charge you guys for doing this stuff.
And especially when it comes to CFX, the CFX blade styles that are being put out there, especially by Remken. Did I say that right? I forget it.
Remco?
By Lord Remco. Like, keep in mind, these would go with this. This is CFX isn't an open source board, so obviously there's some entitled to it. And honestly, in my case, for example, I just learned Proffie because it was the first board that was recommended to me, and it was also the cheapest at the time. And I honestly don't mind it. I like Proffie. It's a good board.
Yeah. Like Nevername said, I find it a pain to program because it's so easy to mess up.
I mean, most of the time it's just copy and pasting the blade style.
It's the whole config. You put in one line of code wrong, it's not working right.
That's why I always double check my stuff after I put it in the line of code. And it also brings back the memories of my tutor saying, "Always double check your work. Always double check your work." Yes, ma'am. But yeah, here's my other saber that I got back installed from Mountain Sabers from James, the classic Gionobi by Loretto Sabers and Saber Bay. And it's installed with a mud brown sandy small chassis.
Oh man, look at that. Hold on, let's get a close up of that, man.
I mean, the Greeblies are a little bit, but I mean, they're still good. Doesn't have a kill switch, so I do need to take it out and charge it every once in a blue moon. But other than that, it's still pretty good, And it's a pogo core, so it doesn't matter which way I put it in. Slide in, put it back on.
We have a job to do.
Yes, we do, damn it. Yes, we do.
The font is OB2, the clan version by Kyberphonic.
Thanks, Mo.
Yep. And my last hilt that I got, last one I got from Corbanth is
Never named, yeah.
Revan, or more accurately known as the KOTOR hilt, because it is the closest thing we have to what we see in the Knights of the Old Republic games. And with this one, I actually checked the board, and it actually came as a Proffie 2.2, and I messaged Randy, the owner of Corban, saying, I'm kind of disappointed it doesn't have a V3 board, and he said he would definitely replace it once they sell through all these. So I'm glad that they're doing that. But let's put this back on.
Nice.
Derelict.
Now, some of the places that you can buy the Proffies are bought at the Saber Armory, Electronics 123, Arctic, DC Sabers, 89, and the Custom Sabers shop. Y'all can buy the Proffies from those areas there. And I'm sure there's some other places, probably on Etsy too, that you can find, right?
Senya.
I'm having a little bit of trouble, Mo, trying to get you the password.
To this
Barris, do you think you can send him the link
Yeah, give me a second.
so we can get him on here?
Fear nothing.
I don't understand.
Adam. My apprentice. I'm Jolie.
Darth Malak. I am Bastille.
Darth Revan.
That's better. Yep, give me a second.
Yeah, so that way we can get him in. For some reason, my I can't open my other phone, and it's not letting my password go through. So I have to figure out what's going on here. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna try this. But again, let's get back to and if you go to Hubit's webpage, right, for the Proffie, and of course, you know, he's got the 2.2 and he's got the 3.9 up. It also gives you a configure generator to help you with the wiring up the board itself, which is inevitably very helpful, because then you don't have to really stress out about wiring, because it provides the wire diagram, and it gives you options of whether you're going to utilize accent LEDs, in-hill LEDs for accent LEDs as well, or you know, just that type of setup, whether you're going to have a 2-button or a single button setup. So it has the options, and it gives you those options, and then as you're putting those options in, you will be getting the wiring diagram according to your needs, right?
Yep.
I find that very helpful in terms. Saber Bay has an awesome installed tutorial on this Saber. Oh yeah, for sure. Saber Bay's got some pretty good, decent things too. I mean, I can't, you know, there's not a whole lot of things that you can say about Saber Bay that they haven't provided a lot of things for you. And so in going back to the Proffie though, it's a very interesting little board, and the let's see. And also for those kind of people that like to make their own board, like components and so forth, and basically make their own board themselves. On the website itself, it has the Saber, the circuit designs, the circuits and designs in there, so that diagrams, the circuit diagrams. So if you choose to use each component and put the board together yourself with each component, you are able to do that, and it gives a roadmap of doing each component onto the board itself, and that's pretty interesting. We also know that it has you utilize the Arduino stuff to plug in and utilize the board when you're loading your stuff up for the first time, right?
Arduino is very nice, you know. I like it.
So that is the main I guess software component for the board itself, is the Arduino plugins. And I think the versions is up to 8.10 right now on the update on the software, I believe. I could be wrong, but from what I looked onto the website itself, they said it was up to the 8.10 on the update software version. Let's see. Damn it. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with this stupid thing. Okay. Well, I don't want it to take up all my time right there. Okay. So since you thank you for sending Mo that, so we'll wait for him to try to come in,
Yeah, no
and we'll
problem.
be. So let's get back to some of this, a little bit of the core, and I really like the fact that it has the LEDs. You know, the little. I guess they're what 3535s or are they 2020s, and the little LED strips on here.
Maybe
That
2020s.
2020. So that's what I thought they were, right? Like I said, I'm still learning, guys. I'm still learning this shit. So
Don't quote me.
I
I
have
just said I think. I don't know for sure.
I have never dealt with a Profi core in my life, and um, honestly, with so much going on right now, I did not have enough time to learn a lot of the functions and learn a lot of the stuff on it. So please forgive me, and I do not know a whole lot when it comes to the Profi board, but one of the main things that I do know is that a lot of people either love or they hate the programming part of it, right? Because it's such a challenge, and and it'll tell you whether you really have that ability. If you plug it in everything right, then it tells you, and it shows everything good. But I think there's a thing where when you're not exactly correct on something, I think it gives you red and where you went wrong and something like that. I think it points out what you did wrong in order to fix that. I believe that there's that function in it,
It
right?
does, but it's hard to track it down because of how much because of how little it is, and what I do is I do select line, and that helps me with
Mm-hmm.
finding.
Select line. See, that's good to know. Um,
And like
and
I
it's
said,
real easy.
I double check it after every copy paste I do.
And you have to have a certain amount of space in between each profile and color profile, and as well as each of the different
Gotta make sure the names are
fonts,
spelled correctly.
right. I mean, you have to dot your i's and cross your t's on this shit, because otherwise you create problems.
Proffie is a lot more precise in coding.
And that is something that I enjoy with it, you know?
It started to annoy me when I'm doing everything right and then one thing is not working. But there's nothing wrong with the code.
Now, there's also for help. I saw on the website itself too, that Huebner puts on there, is that there is a wiki page for all the help that you can do on each part of what you're going for within the blade styles and so forth. So there's from what I understand and what I read, probably about less than an hour ago, is that there is a wiki page for each section of help. And so when you're doing your blade colors and your blade styles and so forth, you can actually go onto the website and look at the wiki page and find your answers that you need help with in terms of that. So that's a good avenue right there of being able to utilize that information and finding out things that you're doing wrong if there's something that you don't understand. Now, I myself need to go to do some research and go to these wiki pages that Human has set up on the website itself and learn about this stuff so that I can actually learn the true bit of what is really entailed within the Proffieboard, right? And a lot of I guess a lot of the more advanced people decide to go ahead and go with the Proffi core and the Proffieboard than they do with anything else.
Yeah.
I guess maybe for the challenging bits, or maybe for what it has to offer more than the other boards can offer, right? I mean, there's a lot involved. There's also some troubleshooting pages. Included on there as well from the Crucible to find your answers for anything that you're having a problem with within the board itself. So with that, let's get into some of the specs of the Proffieboard itself. It has an 80 megahertz ARM processor, right? And let's see, Mo. Okay. Mo, you there? Oh, come on out. Do it again, Mo. Try it again, because I don't know. I had pressed it for him to come in, and then it disappeared. So, you see. Let's see. Come back in, Mo.
Ray Scott just missed one decimal point, and
yeah, and then it also has 160 of RAM, 112 kilobytes flash, 3-button pads, 4 NeoPixel data pads. That's interesting. I mean, that there's four NeoPix datas, right?
have you seen some of Tearfall Orbital's installs?
I've seen I think one or two.
Crazy legit, man. Crazy legit.
He goes more out there than Jeremy does.
And I mean, both are experts on their own right, you know.
Yeah,
They are. Mo, try it again, buddy. Try it again. Keep trying to come in, dude. I don't know what's going on, but
Yeah. You gotta message him in Facebook, Mundo.
yeah, but I can't get into my other phone because I can't. I'm not gonna do it while we're on this phone while we're on the show. So that's why I had asked you to do that. Okay.
Yeah, so my other Saber, I had to send. So one problem that can happen with Proffieboards is that when you try it, on some of them, if they aren't properly like manufactured or something, they freeze up on Arduino. It's called getting bricked.
Yep.
And that can be annoying, especially from the distributors, especially from the person who's selling it to you. For example, my Saberforge Adamant, from Saberforge, I had it installed by Mountain Sabers, and I had to send it back after I tried to upload it, and it got bricked at like 80% there. It's fixed now, and it's heading back to me tomorrow, but it's just really frustrating at times. So that's why I think it's good that if you're getting it in your Saber installed with Proffi, send a few sound fonts to whoever your installer is, so that way they can check it out and make sure everything is on the up and up.
Yeah, for sure. Now it also has. Let's see. What I find interesting, it has 3 any use pads. So I guess you can do any use pads for your accent LEDs. Maybe a 3rd or 4th button setup if you're utilizing that many buttons, but who would? Then you got the 3 serial ports. You got 3 I2C ports, 2 SPAR ports, 6 FETs, I mean, 6 FETs is actually pretty freaking awesome, dude. Because it really takes away from the strain of the electricity going through there, right? And especially if you're using so many wires to go through so many things and so forth, right? Ooh, let's see here. What do you use to check the code?
You use
There's a couple of things you can use.
There's 2 primary ones. There's a Proffie OS editor by Friedrich Hubit on his main website, and a style editor made by Nosoppy, aka Brian Connor. Both of them are very, very, very good. Personally, I prefer using the Friedrich Hubit's version. Has more of it shows a clearer blade. With Brian's, it's updated to the newest OS, which includes a lot of other new colors. However, the blade isn't as bright per se.
That sucks.
I mean, it's bright, but it's just you just have to see it for yourself, basically.
There's also an app called Proffie Config. It's made by one of the subreddit mods. It's supposed to be like a easy one-shot. You can test your config and upload it from the app without having to deal with Arduino because it's running through all that.
I haven't tried a Proffie with the Bluetooth app yet. I definitely want to try it sometime when I have the money to. But right now, I'm honestly perfectly fine with just plugging it in. But who knows? Maybe I'll try it sometime. But right now, I'm just focused on upgrading my V2s to V3s, and all that, you know?
I mean, well, aside from like the battery saving features, it's not much of a difference between the two.
I'm sorry, did I not emphasize the memory core, which allows for better, more accurate blade styles, like for your Anakin sound font or your Obi-Wan sound font or your Vader sound font? It looks so much better on camera. Like, seriously, a Proffie Saber is perfect if you're wanting to do a backyard duel, if you're doing a fan film. If you program the proper blade style, you'll look like you're actually wielding a lightsaber from the movies. The rotoscope effect, it works.
Oh, I know. There's a video on my channel from last year of my group's Battle Knights, and I think I had one Proffie in my hand and an SNV in the other. But it was also like, I mean, the board itself doesn't do the camera work. That's more the camera itself.
Still, it's still amazing.
We're waiting on Mo to come in. Mo must be having some.
I don't know. I'm
trouble in there.
I guess of the new gen of the hobby. I am of the new gen of the hobby. I'm only 3. I'm only 3. So.
Hey, I'm an old fart, man, and I'm just barely even learning it. Shit, you know.
I'm definitely the new gen.
Charlie's in the house. Charlie.
There's not a single saber that I have that is on display. Like every
Mo's in the house.
Hey, Mo.
Kind of why I took all my Proffies out.
Can't hear you, Mo. He's got some technical diffs there. We'll work them out as we go, right? But one of the other things that I find interesting on here, it's got a 3-watt amp mono, as well as a 6-axis motion chip. That is very interesting because I guess in the different orientations that you have, that motion chip is activated in any angle that you can think of within the saber, right? So, and again, swinging that saber around initiates that motion chip, so that you hear the whoomp whoomp, whoosh whoosh, and so forth.
A lot more
And then of
seamless than
course,
budget ones.
hmm?
It's a lot more seamless than any of the budget boards.
Oh yeah, of
Like,
course.
when it's advertised as like you get movie accurate sounds, yeah, it processes going back and forth between the tracks a lot better than anything else. In my
Well, it's a smoother transition. It's a smoother transition as well.
Mhm.
And then you have
it
and
sounds and feels like a real blade.
yeah, exactly. And I'm not sure exactly what the S/PDIF or the I25 output is. I need to read up on that and figure out what that is, because that is part of the board itself. It's got a 450 milliamp USB charging port, the SDIO SD card reader, which is where you plug in your charging stuff, your charging wire to. And then it has the onboard status LED. So I guess, what is it? A little red LED? Is that what it is, or a white LED, something like that? So it tells you whether something's wrong. It's red, and then if it's good, maybe it's red and green. So when you're all good to go, there's a little light that tells you
I
that
have no
you're all
idea.
good to go, or you're having trouble.
You mean with after you upload it to the config through Arduino?
Yes.
No, you just hear the boot noise.
No, but it says that there's an onboard status LED. So,
Well,
but
3.9, yes,
with
but not for
3.9,
well,
yeah.
I think on the 3. Okay, so I take that back. That is on the 3.9, but on the 2.2, it doesn't have that, right?
Mm-mm. That was an upgrade.
Okay. Okay, so that's an upgrade. Okay. So, see, I told you guys. I'm still learning this stuff. So, please forgive me for my misinformation, and when I get corrected and I stand corrected. So, Megtooth also did. Megtooth's here. What up? Megtooth's in the house.
What?
I guarantee you guys, a lot of the Proffieboard stuff, Megtooth had done so many videos, and you can learn so much from Megtooth. And I am so pleased to call him a friend and a mentor in terms of Proffie, because, with me learning this stuff, I know I can ask him some questions later on down the road, right? Meg, dude, I am so honored, Tom. I am so honored you were in the chat, dude. I hope you've been having a lot of fun lately. And so, again, man, I am so honored that you're in the chat, bro. Really. And you guys can learn a lot if you watch Megtooth's videos. He does so many videos and such close-ups of wiring stuff that, honestly, when I'm ready to do some of the wiring of a Proffieboard for myself, I'm going to go rewatch a lot of his videos, man. Really.
Like
honestly.
I've been itching to reinstall my Proffies, so I gotta.
Well, I tell you, there's just no greater person than Fernando and him to really see your what you're doing and stuff. Uplands in us.
The thing that's been bugging me is like how do I update the firmware now?
Oh, you mean Proffie?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Proffie versions.
Well, that's
I'm
easy.
still running 7.14.
Okay, at the top of the config, what Proffie OS does it say?
7.14. That's where I'm at still.
Well, that's easy. Put delete 7.4 and put OS 8.
Don't I need the actual firmware software?
Yes.
Yeah, me too, Mig. I know.
Okay.
It's a big bummer.
Mundo, I am going to screenshot a config that I have, and I'm going to send
Okay.
check it.
Well, let me here. Hold on. I'm gonna because I screenshot stuff. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna bring you up a little higher. So, can you turn it
Did you
around
just,
or not yet?
Present screen share.
Well, can I screen share?
Yeah, if you hit present down at the bottom.
Look at the bottom and see if that helps.
Allow. Okay. Window. Entire screen. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, just
Mundo would
do-
just have to. There you go.
There we go.
All right. There we go.
Whoa, shit.
Sorry. All right. See this part right here? OS
Hold on, it's
8.
loading. It's
Is it still loading?
for me. I got connection
Oh.
issues.
It says,
Oh,
okay.
But I can see it on the actual screen.
All right. At the top, there's these two lines that says Proffie OS 8 config.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We could see that.
Yeah. Basically, swap out what the number that you have there and put 8 there.
Ah.
Let me see, because I can actually pull up one of my configs.
Yeah. Do that. Then run it through Arduino. Check it through the audio, check it through the system, and it should be fine.
Wait, am I running 14? I think I might be on 15. Excuse me. Let's see, where are my configs? I'm gonna pull up a random con.
Now another thing, it has an additional 3.3 volts capacitor on there, right? And of course, a lot of this information that I am going through with is on the Proffieboard 3.9, but a lot of this information also applies, I guess, to the 2.2, except for just a few things that have been updated.
Yeah. The
So none of
config.
my configs have that up top, the Proffie OS.
All right. Well then that explains why it's not updating. You need to have --// space Proffie OS config file. That will allow you to update the firmware on your Proffie.
Yeah, I think that's probably what was messed up about the app. I have a couple of them that I made on the app, like at AutoGens,
Yep.
but it doesn't put what the OS is.
Well,
Hold on, I'm not sure. I don't know, honestly.
well, I'm glad at least I could help with this.
Yeah, this I always need some help with. I can install it, like do all the soldering and wiring and shit. Like it's the program that keeps kicking my behind.
Yeah, pull on.
Yeah.
I think it is possible to do the
Arduino.
Palpatine screen, but I think it has to be when you do that. I think it has to be a track, I believe, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Like
it's,
if-
it's a WAV file.
Yeah, it's a WAV file, so you have to do an audio track for the Palpatine screen.
Yeah, any voice or any audio, like even your fonts are WAV files. They're 16-bit WAV files. Some of them I think are 32-bit for clear. But yeah, any audio that's on your Proffie is a WAV file. It's a track. They're just in subfolders.
Yeah, it would be, dude. It'd be a hilarious idea, but he's right. If you do the WAV file, you should be able to knock it out of the park like that, right? So I think you probably would have to do your
It would be funnier if it's the
auxiliary. I think you
from when you
utilize
just
your
run the
auxiliary
incinerator.
button, right? You use your auxiliary button to initiate it, right?
What I do is I have mine are 1-button systems, so that's what. So I just press it 2 2 times.
Okay.
Hold down like this. I'm gonna stop sharing.
I was just gonna ask that, because when you have a one button system setup,
No,
there's
sorry, not me. That was the battery.
Yeah, when you have a one button, it's a little different. You have your double tap.
it's way different,
presses.
really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, any single button setup is. Yeah, see, all of that is just floating through tracks. You got your audio playing right now, plus the hum. There's a slow swing. There's your out when you're in. We don't want to get copyright flagged. YouTube will flag it.
Oh, come on, damn it. Well, I mean,
YouTube don't like copyrights. They don't like copyrighted stuff.
YouTube,
that's why Collector's Outpost stopped doing the audio tracks on his, because he kept getting flagged.
Well, I mean, it was brief. I don't think they're going to.
Oh, they don't play any more than like 5 seconds. Oh.
Well, just so you know, it's the track Devin Steals Fruit from Mall.
Is that the new one?
Yes, from Mall Shadow Lord. This is Devin's sound font.
Oh, I didn't even know it had a music track.
Yeah, Kyberphonic came out with a Mall Shadow Lord bundle, and so did Kyberphonic. Well, not Kyberphonic. Juan Sith. Juan Sith's is actually more in depth, because not only does he do all the main characters, he also does a theoretical young Maul font based on the yeah.
There must be something going on with where Mo is at. Mo keeps trying to come in, but it won't let him.
Episode? It's not just of Sam screaming, Opulent. It's an overlay of him screaming.
Let me see, guys.
So it's like the main hum of it is pretty much an unstable red, but it's overlaid with his scream.
Mo, can you hear?
Like this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, these are good. I should not be eating this chocolate. It is too good. Oh. I got gifted a Milka bar, and my life has changed. I'm a bougie bitch now.
Funny thing is, I actually talked with Jesse about the Scream font. I showed him that bit of the video that when they first dropped Shadow Lord, and I showed it to him, and that was where he got the idea to do that whole separate font thing for it. Mm-hmm. So he will not admit it. I'm sure he won't admit it, but I will take credit for that.
You know, one of the some of the videos that I've seen from Megtooth, dude, and if you watch his videos very carefully, and some of the proffies that he's done, he shows an up close and personal where he has to look under. He gets very close in wiring and stuff like that. It's very interesting to see some of the stuff that he does, and very cleanly, right? And the short wires that he does to make it very clean, and so forth. And the precision that he uses within those videos is unbelievable as well. So if for anybody who decides to wire up their proffie and learn from Megtooth, I mean I gotta geek out on Megtooth, dude, because he does such an amazing job on his videos in doing some wiring and stuff like that. Because
I like how he kind of handholds you. I like how he kind of handholds you through each step. It's like,
well, he does, and that's how you can learn.
I love
You know,
it.
and for the fact that I'm just now learning the Proffie stuff, uh, now more than ever, because I do have to learn it, and I've been putting it off in because you know there's a lot of things going on, and I'm so slow at doing things, and you know there's no excuse. But the thing is that learning from Megtooth on Profi and learning from Fernando,
Mhm.
in terms of Fernando having a great library that we can basically paste and copy and paste onto our boards. But the fact that these two guys just bring a whole new ball game to Profi. And if you also watch Avery Castillo, I think he
Yeah.
does a lot more CFX than he does Profi, but he does Profi every now and then, and you see some of the steps
Well,
that he goes
he
through
actually
to
does more
wiring.
profit. He actually does more profit for clients. I think only one or two of his personal ones are CFX.
I think so too, and he does, and he mentions that. So he's another one that we can rely on looking and wiring and providing that kind of learning environment, right?
Yeah, like he has a whole tutorial like from print to installation on how to install a saber. A
Yeah,
couple of them. He
exactly.
did an updated video because he learned some new stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I really wish I could get him on the on the show, but he hasn't responded back to me, so it's okay. Let's see.
It's all good,
Let's go
Mo.
back up here.
It's been a lot of connection issues today.
Yeah, well, it's see right now I mean, even I'm dealing with this over here because there's like
Yeah.
the wind is like 60 mile an hour gusts over here right now. And so I can't imagine what Mo's going through over there in San Antonio because they get the weather that they get, we get a little bit of. I mean, it's like night and day. If we're having 60 mile an hour winds, he's probably having a lot more over there. And I guarantee you, their weather is a lot like ours because we're only 2 hours away from each other, right? We're only 2 hours away from each other, but the weather up there in San Antonio is it's crazy compared to where I'm at, and I'm on the water, so they're crazy because yeah, no problem, man, no problem, Mo. I mean, I tried to get you in several times, dude, and so it's all good. Yeah, it could just be some connection problem with everything. So
I want to really
no
quick
problem.
answer Titan's question. So with SMV4, every now and again, you may have to do a refresh of your SD card and the board. TXQ kind of makes it pretty easy. If you hit up any of the vendors, they should have the files that you need. Might just need a firmware update. But it usually has more to do with the SD card than anything actually on the board. It's not like it's a Proffi Lite, but it's not a Proffi. So
Yeah.
like if anything happens with the board itself, that means a node has come apart and you don't have a board anymore. Proffi, thankfully, is a little more forgiving so long as you don't brick it with your code or fry it from putting the battery in wrong.
Yeah, that happened once, and thankfully I was able to take it. I was able to stop it before it did any permanent damage. With my Darth Nihilus one, I almost fried the accent LED accents on my pogo pins, and thankfully it still worked, but the pogo pins just weren't working. But the accent LEDs almost broke out, basically.
Yeah, those things can tend to happen. Look,
Yeah.
it's tiny electronics, so.
Well, that's why I always put a plus and minus using a silver Sharpie.
Whatever you got to do to like make it almost seamless, thoughtless, immediate recognition, do that.
Yeah.
It's yours. Ain't nobody gonna tell you otherwise.
I mean, unless it's a goth master chassis with golden accents and like all the.
I believe it's got.
Man, mark it with a Sharpie. It's yours. It's yours. You paid your money for it. Do what you want with
Right?
it. Ain't nobody-
Everybody's got their own choice.
Ain't nobody with any authority going to check you.
Now, here's one of the things that I do like about the board too is that it's got 2 buttons for the reboot. Like you can literally just redo everything on there. So if something happens where you kind of screw it up a little bit in terms of all of the when you're doing your programming and stuff, and if there's something in there that you just absolutely can't, and you get so frustrated to the point where you just hit the 2 buttons and you can reboot the whole thing.
You're not supposed to use it like that.
No, but you can reboot.
I found out the hard way
once.
Yeah, you. It's really only supposed to be used if you need to fully factory reset the board or put it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If fully factory reset. I mean, you didn't let me finish, but I was getting to the point where like you have to wipe everything out and start fresh, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the thing, because somebody who like myself doesn't understand what is going on, and I really screw something to that point, that yes, you can utilize those 2 buttons to wipe the whole thing out and start afresh. I mean, you can literally re-download the whole program onto the board itself after you do that. But that, like, again, it's only if you're at that point and you need to do that, right? Let me see, and I think that's
which, if you follow Megtu's tutorials, you shouldn't, operative word, get to that point.
Well, there's so much help around a lot of different areas that you shouldn't have to do that point. But
in the event that you do, there's also help. There is plenty of help.
I mean that's the 2 buttons are your last resort, so to speak.
So long as you don't
red
fry
panel
it with the battery, the rest is repairable.
And see, like I said, I'm nowhere near any kind of precision that I can tell you exactly what these guys know a lot more than I do. And if James was on, James could really tell you a lot more of how that board is really programmed and done and so forth.
I know a little bit about the wiring. Barris definitely knows more about the programming than I do.
I mean, I am not a solder. I don't know how to solder yet, and if I tried to, I would have to be somewhere other than my apartment, because if my parents found out, since my dad's the primary holder on the lease, I would be in very much trouble.
Now, I mean, it okay, on the website itself, it does have, like I said, it gives you the wiring diagram to do. I mean, it's very, straightforward of whether it be a 2-button setup, whether you have accent LEDs or in-hilt LEDs for accents or otherwise, right? In the blade and so forth. It gives you all those options that you have. Now, again, whether you have the 2-button setup or the 1-button setup, it has that wiring diagram for your needs. So you really can't go wrong once you put in what your needs are for the particular saber that you are doing. Then you adhere and put all those wires and so forth like that, right? Now, again, when it comes to wiring, you want to make sure that you do get a good electrostatic type safe solder iron if you're going to start learning to solder, and make sure you get a fume extractor, right? Because you do want to breathe in those fumes. They are pretty toxic. They can cause some harm to your body and so forth. So
You don't want to
just keep that in
have a
mind.
fan on or something.
You can utilize a fan. I utilized a fan for a good while until I got myself a good fume extractor that I turn on every time I start doing wiring. And you can always utilize boards like this. I mean, these type of boards right here. They're let me get a little closer here so people can see. Cheap boards. You can go to Wish or you can go to any place.
You can go
Alibaba,
to your local
stuff like
hardware
that.
store.
Get you some boards like this. I mean, I think I paid like what, $8-10 for something like this. That's got about 3 or 4 of these, and just learn how to solder. Just fill in these. You fill in the holes just like that, right?
Mhm.
You fill in the holes until you get comfortable, and then you can fill in these right here on the. You fill in these right here until you feel comfortable soldering to the pads and stuff. Get to the point where your beads are really nice, shiny, and pretty. I mean, if they're not shiny and pretty, then you might have a little problem with that. Utilize flux so that it flows correctly, and it takes time, like anything else. Time time is your biggest factor in terms of learning things, right? And like Rob Petkel, who we will have on the show when I get done with Roy Boy, he always says on his videos, if you rush it, you wreck it. So take your time to learn how to properly manage wire, how to properly utilize your iron, your solder iron, how to properly do your wires in terms of on the pads. Now, and here's the thing: everybody has different ways of doing things. You can either do the through hole, or you can for the pad. You can do like I said. There's many different ways that you can do things. So it's what your preference are, what you're comfortable with, what you're doing in terms of that type of uh, setups and stuff like that. But if you're not comfortable, learning to wire your own stuff, I mean, send it out to professional installers. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're going to pay for the money for their time and for their efforts and so forth. But again, reputable, good installers, such as James from Mountain Sabers, Jeremy, and Tirfan Orbital. Those guys, I'm telling you, they really knock it out of the park. Megtooth really knocked it out of the park too. I mean, because his installs were so cleanly done as well as Rob Petkow. I mean, the list goes on and on for proficient installers, right? And again, in doing so, if you so choose to learn to do to learn your own install, you can start off with a cheap board. Start off with one of the lower price boards, and learn to do it that way. Because if you do what I did, it's man, I tell you, I fried 2 CFXs before I actually really learned how to do things, and that's because I didn't check myself when one little wire sticking out of its jacket, the strand, and it fried the board because it touches the metal. So you got to look for things like that. And when you're starting out, you really don't think about things like that. So as time goes by, you really do learn the craft. And on top of learning how to install yourself, you actually get appreciation for these these more attuned installers of how they do things. Because when you don't understand what they go through, when you start learning to do it yourself, you're going to understand why they charge so much and what the reasoning behind that goes, right?
Yeah. I mean,
And go ahead.
and
Go
I
ahead,
mean,
Bears.
even for some vendors, they will simply just not allow Proffie to be sold as an option unless you specifically ask, because of how much frustration a customer feels, because they're like, oh, I want to program. It's like, hey, something messed up. It's your fault. It's like, no.
I don't like.
Extra feature.
Yeah, I don't like Proffie for beginners at all. I understand why
even
people go for it, but they don't know what they're getting into.
Ultra Sabers tried to do like their own version of Proffie, and I get why, but at the same time, it
is trash. It is a trash copy.
it is like, are you trying to?
I've seen it in action. It's not cool.
Like, how bad is it? Like, could you?
It's as bad as Ultra Saber's reputation is.
Well, I mean, the way I see it is that the closest thing I have to getting another Ultra Sabers hilt is probably their version of Gunji's hilt, and that's only if Nexus or TXQ doesn't do their own version of it.
I'm pretty sure they already have, if I'm not mistaken.
They do not.
I tell you, the only one that I care for, I think the only one, if I was to ever possibly get one, and I said possibly, the only thing that I could think of is probably the closest to the one that they have as far as King and Jarrus. That's
that one. No, just get a TXQ one or AZ Sabers if you're gonna.
Yeah.
Does AZ Sabers have a Kanan?
Yeah, it's called
Yes,
the Doom.
it is beautiful.
Is
it?
Gorgeous. And it detaches like canonically.
I may go with that one later on because I do want to acquire a Kanan.
I'm officially part of their affiliate roster now.
Really?
Yeah, they hit me this morning, dude. They hit me this morning. Nice. I've been trying to catch up on their stuff too. I started following them, and I thought I had started following them like several months ago, and I guess what ended up happening is that I thought I pressed the follow button and I didn't. So AZ, I do apologize if you watch this later on down the road, man. I do apologize, and I do want to get them on the show. They're definitely going to see this. I'm sending them the link.
When you send that to them, dude, send them an invitation to the show because I would love to have them on. I would love to have them on the show. I want them on the show.
I got you. Oh,
cool.
You know
because
Scorpio. You remember Batman though?
Yeah.
That's who sold me on the Scorpio. I watched his video.
Really?
Yeah.
That's been a minute though.
It has, but reasonably so. There was also another installer in Japan whose video I watched. His was super weathered. I was like, oh, I know what I want to do with mine now. I know exactly what I want to do with mine. Oh, that thing is going to be battle damaged, scuffed. Oh, only thing I missed.
Now that's another thing that
aluminum black.
That's another. I was just reading your thing on the isopropyl alcohol, and we actually heard James talk about that too. Is that for cleaning the flux off the board and stuff? That you have the option, and I used to do this, and I changed my ways because when I heard James talk about it, was that you had the electronic spray. And the from I guess it was WD-40 has some electronic spray, right? And he stated that those electronic sprays actually have some residue that stick on the board. So the best thing that you can do when wiring the board and utilizing on cleaning stuff, the board when you're getting ready to solder to the pad after soldering the pad and cleaning up your wiring and your soldiers is the isopropyl alcohol, right?
Yeah.
And so utilizing isopropyl alcohol, and you can use anywhere from 80 on up to 90%, right? Alcohol.
Ideally, you want
Which is
99%, but if you can find like 70,
yeah, I
75,
mean,
get whatever you can.
yeah, but I mean, the higher the percentage, the better, you know?
Yeah.
But again, utilizing the isopropyl alcohol as opposed to those other sprays, because I really thought and I'll tell you, I noticed the difference. I really thought utilizing those sprays would help onto the board, and I noticed that isopropyl
don't use
alcohol.
acetone.
No, not acetone,
Don't
just
use-
isopropyl.
I ran across somebody's support ticket in the subreddit Discord. They used acetone.
What? I never heard of acetone being used. Really?
They're a newbie, and it was their first.
Oh no! Did it chew up the board? I mean, it chews up the board, the
Oh,
plastic.
that thing is no longer usable.
Oh my
Like,
god!
there's no fixing it. The mods told them the same thing. Like, oh, you did the one thing you should never do with electronics.
Cardinal sin. Cardinal sin.
You melted your shit. Yeah, it's done.
Oh my god!
It's done.
So for all you newbies out there watching this, please learn. You know, for all you newbies out there watching this, please listen to this.
Isopropyl.
Do not.
I'm looking to you dead in the camera. Isopropyl alcohol. Okay, isopropyl, 99%. You can find it at Walmart. All right, in the pharmacy aisle. 99% is your ideal. If you can't find it at Walmart, go on Amazon. You get it bulk order. It's super cheap. Just please, for all things sacred in the force, don't do what that person did and use acetone.
Now, gosh, see, can Bears, can you bring up Frederick's website and let's do the share? Let's do the share. And so that way we can show some people on some of the things that we are talking about. And this is going to be, I mean, it can be the 2.2 if you want to put the 2.2, or we can, well, maybe we can do both. There's the 2.2 and the 3.9. But right now, the current board is the 3.9, right? So for those of you that are interested, we can do we can do both. It doesn't matter. But again, we're going to do, we can start off with the 2.2.
Is it showing my screen?
No.
Not yet. I'm gonna get it there. I'm gonna add it to the stage right now. Okay. So
There's your blade editor.
let's see. So we do have a blade editor. So I mean, you can do all kinds of things on this website. But I want to get to the main part of that. The main part where it shows the board itself. Right.
You need a diagram.
Yeah, well, the main page. Show the main page of where the board is,
Have a diagram.
and the outline of all the different pads that it contains. Let's see if we can see that.
I'm on Fet263's site for it.
Okay. No, can you go to Hubert's?
I have a
Frederick's.
diagram.
Hold on.
Go to Frederick's page. Let's go to Frederick's page.
I know. I'm going to it. If you'll give me a second one.
My apologies.
There we go.
All right. So let's come on down, and we'll see the board. You should be able to just scroll down, and it'll be.
Here we go.
Okay. So as you can see, the pads are fairly large, right? I mean, they're fairly good size, and you can choose to do your wiring on top or through the board
It's a
itself.
3.7, but it's close enough.
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah, close enough. And so you can
I
see
have a
that
diagram
right there.
for the 3.9 down below.
Do you? Okay.
Thank
We'll check it out here in a minute. Let's see. Let me
No, it's the same diagram. Never mind.
hold on.
It's the
I'm
same as
gonna
what
add
you're
it to
looking at.
this.
It's the same as what you're already looking at.
Oh, okay. Is it?
This is like
Okay.
this is the wiring diagram for a 2-button setup.
Okay. For a 2-button setup. Okay.
Mhm.
Let me see if it'll add it. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll look at this right here, right? So you have the 2 buttons, and again, we already established that you don't press those 2 buttons unless it's absolutely necessary. You need to wipe everything out and start from the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
Now, again, and it tells you, the LED pads. It has, your battery pads, your ground pads. It has all of these different your 3.3 volt pads, your SD power, and and then if you so choose to use an OLED screen, if you have, and then it gives you your speakers. It gives you multiple areas to wire up different avenues of what you're really wanting to do with your saber. So it gives so many functions and so many things that you can do. And I guarantee you, it has so many things compared to other boards that, it's a tough choice sometimes, because when you really think about how you're going to customize your lightsaber, your customization can range from little to a lot. And so again, everybody's
Honestly,
different. Everybody's going to have different preference, right?
Mm-hmm. It's honestly
And
limitless for
depending,
Proffi. Whoa,
pretty much,
we're getting echo from the
limitless. Yeah,
screen
pretty
share.
much limitless. What happened? What screen
We
share?
got an echo from the screen share.
Oh, on yours?
Yeah, I don't know how to
I don't.
mute
Let's
the
see.
screen share.
Yeah, I don't know either. We're learning.
Eh,
We're learning on that
the
one.
show goes on.
Let's see. Okay, so
Can I stop sharing?
yeah, you can go ahead. Go ahead and do that, and then let me see if I can go to this one right here.
Because I'm not
Now I
streaming
can
in
add
the
that one.
browser.
Okay, so now we see right here. Okay, there we go. Good. Now we got the battery, and we got the 2 buttons set up along with the
It's
pins.
one of those old charger port
Yeah, the recharge ports.
speakers down here.
Now you can choose. Now, depending if you're going to use the recharge port, depending if you're going to use the kill switch, because the recharge port is basically the same setup as the kill switch almost.
Yeah, I think that's what
It's
this
just
actually
like
is,
I think it's just slightly different, right? Very slightly different, but it's pretty much the same concept when you have the kill switch as opposed to the recharge port.
Oh no!
Because with the recharge,
this isn't the recharge. This is a kill switch. See how it's connected to the battery? Yeah, this is the kill switch.
Yeah, well, it's still a kill switch, but it's a recharge port, because within the recharge port, you can actually plug into the recharge port and recharge your saber that way. With the kill switch, you just turn it. You turn the switch off, and then you pull the battery out, and you have to charge the battery that way. With the recharge port, you can leave the battery in and charge the battery that way. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference between the kill switch and the recharge port, is that you can actually recharge your battery from the recharge port. That's why they call it the recharge port, because when you plug in your power to the recharge port, you recharge your battery that way. Whereas if you have a kill switch, you physically have to take that battery out and charge it within the battery charger or so forth. You can't just charge it, plug it in, and charge it that way. So you have that option when you utilize those 2 different methods. again, and I think the maybe the 3.9 has it to where the and I'm not sure if the recharge port is actually getting to the point where it is getting unnecessary, but then again, it may not be because, again, everybody has their own preference, right? And sometimes when you have a situation where you don't want to take your battery out, you don't want to screw with your battery. I mean, or it's pretty hard to pull your battery out. You want that option to recharge your battery where it is, right? Or again, leaving the battery within you know, within the core itself.
Some of these chassis have it to where you almost don't have a choice but to use a flat top battery, or they're shipped with a flat top battery. And
Right.
if that's the case, people definitely don't necessarily want to mess with those leaf tabs. Now, if it's a spring
Right,
side,
of course.
spring loaded negative, cool. If you got a spring side negative, all right, cool. That's doable.
Yeah, and
But
again,
most
the
of these
course like this, and
Yeah,
again, in the course like these, where you have that plug-in, right? You see that plug-in right here where you can plug it in and recharge your core from that. And I don't have to pull the battery out. I don't have to worry about pulling the battery out. I could just recharge it from the core itself. Now, if it had a point where it had the kill switch where I couldn't do that, then I would have to take that battery out and plug it in, plug in the charger for the battery and charge that battery that way. Now, I do have the option to take it out because within this battery does have a charger port within the battery itself, which is freaking cool as shit. But why again? I did take the battery out of here because I wanted to see how hard and how difficult it was to take out the battery and then put it back in. And I find that
Is it a spring negative or is it a leaf tab?
It's a leaf tab.
Oh, protected
It's
cell
a leaf
battery,
tab.
The button top
Mhm.
battery. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So long as it's a button top.
Yeah. So I can take it out, but I mean it's like I'm gonna take it out just for purposes of the show, right? And I'm gonna take my time doing it because it is very tough to get out. And then once I do that, I'm going to make sure that I will not take it out again. So for the show purposes, we're gonna take it out, right? And I'm gonna take it out because I just charged it this morning. So I am going to show that on here. And let's see here. And everybody don't want to see my ugly face. I know, I get it. Let's see here. So if you could see right there, you got the positive,
Yeah.
and
See,
then you
Nexus
got the
has-
negative.
Carved in
Right.
there.
At least Nexus has the good due diligence of being good about it,
Mm-hmm.
as with TXQ.
Yeah, and I really like that fact that it has that in there. And I almost put the battery backwards, believe me or not, because
Oh my
if you
god.
look at the now listen, listen, and I said almost. JT's in the house. What up, buddy? And and the reason why is because we actually associate these big fat tabs with the negative tabs, right? We don't associate. Let me see here. These button parts, we usually associate these with the positive ends, right? In certain builds and stuff. So again, make sure that you really do pay attention when you get cores and stuff on all of that, because you really and I'm glad they did that, because again, if I didn't pay attention, I would have really screwed up, and I can't do that to Anthony. I even told him too. I ratted myself out. I ratted myself out about that shit. So again, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the battery back in. And again, it has this little slit right here out so that you can, push that battery out if I have to. but I really don't have to. And again, this battery. Oh, here we go. It's a Phoenix battery, right? So if you could see that, it's a Phoenix battery. So we'll show Phoenix, and it is 3,400 milliamp, right? And it's cool, and it's actually kind of cool because if you see, it's got that little charge port there too. That's pretty interesting, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to make sure that I put this properly. Stick it in there.
I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
So have I,
Yeah.
and I'm sure a lot of you too, right?
Mundo, if you want, hey Mundo, if you want, we can talk later, and I'd be happy to program your saber for you.
Oh, Anthony's already programmed it, bro. I mean, Anthony has
Are you sure?
done
Because
a lot.
That's
Yeah.
what you just usually the files are usually default.
Oh, really? Well, again, if they are default, then that's okay for right now, and then we'll see how that goes. How many default files are on there? Because
It should be 34 in the default pack.
There are around 30.
oh my God, 34 for the default?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Some of them are
Okay.
actually Kyberphonic, some OneSys, some KSith.
There
There's a lot of
are-
their free ones from
There are
back in the day.
32. There are 32, 31, 32, 33, 30.
Oh my God. I may just keep the.
So, yeah.
Wow.
You definitely want to make
I'd
a
have to-
backup on your computer of that.
Yeah, but I can program them. I can program for you fonts that are applicable to Luke and everything like that. I have a whole
Okay.
program on that.
I'll need to plug it in and see what's on there because and again, I think you can plug it in right from the board itself, right from right in here, and then
From
do
the micro
and,
USB.
and see what's on there, the micro USB, and then
Yeah,
find out what's on there, right?
I prefer the safer route, and for that I remove the SD card and plug it in there.
Oh,
The chassis
okay.
doesn't too much allow for it.
I mean that's
the
from what
unfortunate
I
part.
see here, it's a little difficult to get to the SD card, but that's
You
just
can, if
probably
you take your
pull it out.
battery out, you can get to
Users.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you'll have to take your battery out for it.
Okay. Oh, I'll have, like I said, I still have to learn about that because I just received it like days ago, like literally days ago, right? And I look, like I said, I'm still learning a lot of stuff. So, again, pop it in very quick, JT. I mean, I miss you, JT. We need to get you back on the show, bro. Haven't had you on in a while. They get you back on, right?
To answer most question, I don't know why there's not an internal kill switch, but I do know that Proffie is used in more than just sabers. So my best guess is that it's to keep it as open for customization as possible.
Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and
Rather
I'm
than
gonna
lock you in.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the core so we can see that, and then we got the LEDs there on the side. Swing.
I don't know if
I mean, it's
come standard with accent pixels. I've always liked those chassis.
Because what I can do, Mundo, is I can also program you custom blade styles.
yeah.
Although with 2.2, you will be very limited due to the memory storage. So I can program it using a FET263 site.
Let me go ahead and turn this off so we can.
I mean, truthfully speaking, you were kind of set for sound fonts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think if I was to add anything with 34 being in there, I mean, my God, I don't know if I want to change too many. Maybe just add one or two and that's it. I mean, because 34 is a lot.
There might be some that you want to take off.
Yeah, that's possible.
If it's the old teensy pack, there are a couple that you might want to. If you have photosensitivity issues, there are a few you might want to take off.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and again, there's no good in no perfect orientation, then I
Yeah,
need to stick it
you
in
just
there.
shove it in
You
there.
know, you can just shove it in there. Yeah, again. So and Anthony has graciously sent a TriStar blade with this setup here on this
I saw the video he did as
wonderfully
soon as he finished it. Man,
wonderfully beautiful Luke Skywalker. I mean, I can't thank Anthony enough. You know, and I just can't wait till I get the oh my gosh, the other sabers. Just man, I'm like
you would actually
I
need
mean,
a
there's
custom battery pack, Mo. For all that power that you need to
the
run, you would
the
need a custom battery
Graflex
pack.
the Graflex that he and JAD are gonna do for me or did for me. I can't wait to get that in my hand and see that and do it. You know, just show it on the show here. So again, this is a green photon blade, TriStar blade, right? And so let's get this set up right here. I think I lowered the volume on it a little bit because I don't want it too loud. But I mean, it's just unbelievable. Let's see.
Hello, the Jedi.
Oh my god, it is so bright, dude.
Oh wow!
Like
yeah.
I'm
wow,
like
yeah.
I'm like what, you know? And I'm gonna go ahead and I'll turn on.
That's a green.
I'll turn
photo.
on
It's
so you can
so
see
gorgeous.
the LEDs. They're lit up right there. I'm
How does
gonna
it
get a
feel
little
in hands?
closer. Oh, it's so
How do the grenades
comfortable.
feel?
I mean, look at my hand. I mean, it just wraps around it completely, right? I mean, I've got big hands. I mean, my hand is just completely wrapped around it.
This is one of the few
And
Nexus hilts that I really got to give them a big up. They did their big one.
Yeah.
For
I
this
have
one
to
and the
admit,
Graflex.
it's so comfortable. I mean, I really, oh my gosh. I mean, just
I sanded down the top parts of the control box on the edges, so that way
Yeah.
it doesn't hit as much.
yeah.
But other than that, it's really good. Like it's a good thin neck hilt.
It's beautiful. Like the Nexus version, I like to attribute to a budget, creepy uncle.
I mean, let me just put it like this. Like, I will take the Nexus version over the V1 that Corbanth has. Because
Really?
mostly because of the extended emitter piece. The extended emitter piece makes things a lot easier, especially when at conventions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a great thin neck. The control box can get in the way. And definitely any saber with a control box, I highly recommend sanding it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But if you look right here, my hand is touching on the control box, right?
Like your hand size is actually kind of perfect for this.
Yeah, it actually is.
It's
It
not
really
too
is.
chunky, but your hands aren't too chunky, but they're chunky enough.
Right. And so I can hold up here, or I can hold down, here. Either way. And I am comfortable even with the two hand setup here and here, right?
Now, if you're doing any type of like light dueling with that particular character hilt, the way you just held it is actually how you're supposed to hold the Luke.
Right, of course.
And
but I'm not going to do any. I mean, yeah, but I'm not going to do
that one. You don't want to do a whole lot. I just said like maybe like some light tapping for photos, maybe a video.
Right, exactly. I mean, this is not something that I'm going to. And on top of that, I did download the light program of Stock's lightsaber program,
Hmm.
Bluetooth
Oh, Force Sync.
program, the Force Sync Lite. I think it is now, right? Force Sync Lite. I did
Think so.
download that, and I actually got the Bluetooth to work with it. And so I was able to customize the blade style on top of what I wanted to achieve with some of those things, and it was so interesting. But again, I mean, it's just a short amount of time that I've only had this for a couple of days, so
Does it
there's a
feel
lot
worth
to.
it to have the Bluetooth module for Proffie? Like now that you have one with the
Well,
app.
yeah, yes, and that's what we're gonna get at too,
Hey,
because
I just found out something that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just found
no,
out
no,
something
go
that
ahead.
I'm talking with. I was just talking with Randy Johnson of Corbanth, and
Yeah.
because of the V2 over from my Revan hilt, he says that
Uh-huh.
later this year a Proffieboard V4 is coming out
Next year,
Really?
this year.
fine. They're done with it.
Wow.
This is from him.
Wow.
Says, I hear they are working on it.
Yeah, I haven't said anything because I knew they were working. Like Frederick and Stock were working on a Proffie V4.
This is the first I'm hearing about it.
Really? I found out
Now-
on Facebook.
I found, well, to be fair, I get a bunch of different. Where did you find out about it?
From them. I think it was in the
on
Proffie
what
support
page?
group. I think it was in the Proffie support group, but it was a couple years ago.
Well,
When it was when they first started with the idea for V4.
well, then yeah, I would have heard about it because the earliest I heard of, I just started getting into Proffie around early 2024, and by then I had just found out about V2 and everything. So
Yeah.
Well,
think it was
I need an
late
extended.
four- I think
I
late
do need to
24.
extend an invitation to Randy.
I will say that I think when it comes, if this is a new V4 board, I think it'd be best to wait until all the kinks are ironed out after it's been officially launched.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you need to.
Because it'll be V4.0,
Yeah.
which, if anybody knows anything about how you number technology, that 0.0 is always buggy. But
Well, I'll be like
I have faith in them.
way behind.
I have faith in them that it's actually it's going to be a smooth launch. They've been getting tons of feedback on all the bugs for 3.9, what people can't do, that they want to do, and figuring out pretty much any and all bugs that they've been getting. Make sure it's not there. I got faith. I don't know for sure how well they've been working on it, but I have faith in them.
Well, you know, I've got I downloaded James's test box, right, for different boards and stuff, so you can test your blades and test your boards and so forth. And I'm interested to see what he has on there as far as the different boards go. And so what I may end up doing is, because I have a Proffi 1.5 that Anthony so graciously sent me years ago, is to wire the 1.5 and utilize that as my test board, because I already wired up a Prism 5.1, right? I wired up a Prism 5.1 to test test out the buttons, test out the what do you call it? The my gosh, everything. All the little speakers,
I can't even help.
buttons. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's crazy, dude. Right? It's crazy that uh, I had actually wired everything up, and for the CC LEDs right here that I wired up, it didn't. The LEDs won't work, so I'm not sure exactly if it may be just the data pad that's not working correctly for that. I do
think if
have to
it's
figure that
the
out.
Carl Chin V4, if that's the
Mhm.
V4 from Carl, it it doesn't work with anything older than a Proffi V2.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's probably why it won't work. But just to kind of give you guys of, let's see here. Do I have, I'm gonna put my battery in here and get in there. A little rough,
Yeah.
and get that in there, and then I got the kill switch in there. Of course, you know you got the kill switch right here, and then pull that. Y'all hear that or not?
Yep.
Okay, so let's see. And then we're
Don't
gonna
be
test the
alarmed,
buttons.
audience. It seems violent, but it is a proper
Right?
test. This is only a test.
So this is just a test board for the little speaker that I got set up right here. So it's, you know, and I've got the SD set up on there. I don't think I have it very loud. But
Pretty responsive.
loud. It's loud enough. It's very responsive. Like I said, the LEDs are not working, but again, it could be just because they're newer, and then this board is so old. So
Mm-hmm.
again, I'm gonna
I think
turn
the THQ ones are backwards compatible.
probably, and then we'll switch. There you have the switch of the.
I actually like that sound.
Right? And then we'll switch
Very
again.
high pitched on the speaker.
Oh, it is. I mean, it's a good speaker though.
Yeah, the speaker upgrade, the upgrade for the speakers that Nexus did is definitely good. A lot better than what they originally had.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds better in the copper chassis though because it's enclosed in that one.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. I mean, you can't. This is an open speaker. I mean,
Mhm.
there is no way that you can mistake. You know, you can mistake of what. Let me get that in there. Okay.
Oh no, we were talking about the installed ones like on your Nexus chassis.
Yeah. But I mean, what I'm just saying is that there's just no mistaking the difference between an installed speaker and the speaker that you stick out. And of course, I'm using a 21700 battery, 5000 milliamp, you know, to do power this board up, right?
I think I want to do that for my next build, at least my
But
custom chassis.
anybody who's anybody, I mean, it's a good idea to find a board, whether it be an older board or a semi-old board, and utilize those as testing boards for, you know, your saber needs, right? Again, if you're going to learn how to go ahead and install your own installs, get an older board and utilize those boards for testing purposes so that you can monitor yourself as you would in terms of having somebody else do it, because I guarantee you they utilize older boards to test out the LEDs, to test out the wires, to test out the board capability itself, to make sure that the board itself is working properly. So all of those things together synergistically come and make sure that you and again going back and utilizing the wire diagrams can greatly increase your chances of successfully wiring up any board, and especially the Proffie that we're talking about tonight, right? So again, utilizing Emar's in the house. Omar's in the house, dude. Omar, welcome. Devonte, huh? Devonte's in the house. Welcome, dude. Welcome. I don't haven't seen you on the show before, so I am glad you're here, dude. Welcome, welcome. I am so honored that you are here. I really am. Thank you so much, dude. Very honored. And so, and I do apologize if I don't say your name right. I really do. Please forgive me. And so, again, if you're learning how to install your boards, getting older boards and utilizing their capabilities to that really can give you an upper hand on your future builds, and also give you an understanding on what you're looking for when something goes wrong, right? So if there's a certain wire that maybe you got a cold joint on, and you're not sure that it's on the pad, maybe the cold joint is interfering with how the board works properly. You're like I said when I showed earlier during the earlier in the show, and I was showing the board where I was learning how to do my soldier beads. Doing that enables you to upgrade your skills. And every now and then I'll go back to a clean board and keep doing that so that I prevent myself from doing a bad, big, globby kind of crap soldier. Because you really don't want that. You really don't want a whole big, globby pad like that. So that can interfere with a lot of things too. So you really want some clean type of soldier beads when you're wiring things. And again, everybody's different. Some people will tell you go inboard. Some people will go on top of the pad. It's a preference thing. So no matter how you do it, it doesn't matter.
The solder.
I myself, I prefer, if I can, I would do it through board so that it looks a lot cleaner. For me,
What's the best way to clean solder? Like if you're desoldering something, what's the best way to clean that off the?
Okay, of course you would use your solder wick, which is basically, I don't know if I think I have it right. So solder wick, which is basically copper wire like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to saturate it with flux, right? You saturate it with flux, and then you put the flux on top of your pads, and you put your flux on top of your solder, and the flux on top of the solder wick right here, so that it basically it's like a sponge. It soaks up that solder with the heat, right? You take your solder iron. And I'm going to show you. I got to get it in here. So you take your solder iron, and on the pad, you with the flux and the flux on here on the wick, and you heat that up, and all together you should get. It'll soak it up like a sponge, and you put it on there on that pad, and you clean up that pad. Now, once you got all that solder, soaked into your wick here, and it'll turn silver once you get all that solder onto there, right? What I like to do is I like to cut where that solder is and cut it off and start with a fresh piece, so that way there's no interference with it, right? Now if you're doing it, sometimes you may have to do it 2 or 3 times depending on how gunked up that soldier is. If you've left it for years and it's dark and it's not shiny, and what you may need to do is take some fresh solder and take some fresh solder, put it on tip and then utilize the wick with everything else on top of that, right? Once you clean the board and clean that pad very well, utilize your isopropyl alcohol to clean that pad off. And once you do that and it dries, then you have a very clear, concise pad to put some fresh soldier on there, make a small bead, and then whatever wires that you're utilizing, let's say if you're using the power wires, right? Your 22 gauge power wire. I'll use that as an example. So in utilizing, and you're gonna see right here, I'm gonna, and you're gonna see my bad soldering too, because I cleaned this board up probably about 3 times, right? And I don't know if you can see how shiny the solder is. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, I think so.
There we go. Now it's focusing.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can get it to focus a little bit better. Now, here I've got some, down there on the bottom where you see the black wires that I've got a little bit bigger globs on there. And, you know, my hand shakes a little bit. I get a little shaky sometimes, but you really don't want that big of globs, right? You want where my data pad is. You want that kind of scenario. Sometimes, just depending on the gauge that you have, you want to be careful and not utilize too big of gloves. The green is the data. The black, of course, is your negatives, right? So the two negatives are 22 gauge, and they are a little bit wider than what the pad is. So I had to utilize a little bit bigger, a little bit more solder to hold them onto there, other than the smaller bead. And the smaller bead goes in with the 30 gauge green wire that you have for the data, right? And then of course, if you go a little further here, down here on the bottom, you see the red and the black. Of course, those are the power cords, you know. And if you can, let me see if I can get a little bit closer. Those are okay. Those are not too bad. But again, I wasn't going for any kind of perfection and everything. And then if you see the green, the blue greenish wires, those are the for the speakers, right? Those are for the speakers. And then so you see how shiny though. That's the shininess is what you're looking for within your soldier, right? When you see that kind of shininess, that's when you know you've done it right. If there's no holes in your beads and you see it shiny like that, that is what you're looking for when you're wiring your boards up. That's what you're looking for, is the shininess. Now, if it's dull or dark,
You haven't used flex.
like yeah, I mean
You need the flux.
you need to utilize that flux. So again, proper technique to get your soldering done is very key to having a successful board wired.
You know what I practiced on to get mine right? Because a dear friend of mine is actually a military contractor, so he solders for a living. He put me through boot camp and told me just take the LED strip out your blade. There's only 3 wires. It's impossible for you to mess up 3 wires. Absolutely impossible. The only way you can mess up 3 wires is user error. So I took one of my broken blades, like one of because the factory soldering ain't that great. It's kind of weak. But yeah, it's actually the blade I'm talking about is this one. A little 28 inch.
There you go. I think later down the road, the 28-inch blades are going to come standard.
I
They
mean,
already are.
well, here's the
Are
Well,
they?
not standard, but they're an option.
32-inch
Yeah.
is standard, and honestly,
Well, 32 is, but
I'm 6 foot. I'm almost exactly 6 foot, and 32 inches is a good size. The
Oh,
only
yeah.
time
It's a
the only
happy
time
medium.
36-inch or high. The only time it's high 36-inch or higher is necessary is if the blade depth in a saber is much lower. Like for example, the Nexus version of Ezra's third hilt is very deep. Same
Yeah.
with their version of Fisto. The Elf
This one.
saber. No, not that.
No, this one's 2-inch, 2 1/4.
Yeah, that's pretty much almost the same as Ezra's third hilt.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Wow.
also one thing I do like is that 7/8 inch blades are getting a lot better when it comes to durability.
They can take a
yeah,
1-inch
no.
now.
As a matter of fact, let me tell you, the 7/8 inch blade. Damn it, what did I do with it? Okay, so
They
I've got
can
a
go
28
head-to-head
inch
with a
blade.
1-inch now.
I've got a 28-inch blade right here of 7/8 inch blade. And remember, guys, last week I was telling you I was working on getting it set up. But what I ended up having to do is I actually didn't have all the components, and I still might not. But like I just received, oh my gosh, get over here. So I just got my new foam for the blade itself, and I need to see about the other piece that goes, the other like Corbin stuff that goes in here as well within the hilt. But again, I just got my foam because I didn't have long enough foam to go up in here. Also, the 7/8 inch, the 7/8 PCB holder I just received last week, right? And so I got that. But you know, I was curious, and I had seen I was curious, and I wanted to see if I could do it, which was a 7/8 civilized PCB holder on, I believe it was Colts 3D, and I 3D printed a 7/8 holder, and so now I decided let's try it out because I also didn't have the tip, so I just got the tip a couple of days ago also. So now I've got the PCB holder, I've got the tip, I've got the LEDs that go in here, I've got the foam, and now I'm hoping I have the other component that goes within the blade and the foam together to get it all done finally. So I will have a completed, hopefully soon, a completed 7/8 inch blade so that I could have it for the crate slayer and have that done. Then I should have enough components as well for the Grogu or the child saber, right? To make the blade for the child saber. And I need to probably see ask James about the chassis for the child saber, and then that'll be that, right? I can work on getting that done, and then we'll go from there. And
Moax chat. Do you prefer wire through the hole or across for when you solder it? Mine, I do across only because I have admittedly not done too good about cleaning off the old solder from the underside of the fet. So I can't exactly get through. Like once I get the wire exposed and twisted, I can't get it through the hole. So
I think on a new board, I like to do the through hole, and then if it's older, you know, if I take it off and I utilize it for something else, then I do on top of it, you know. I think that's how I like it. But if it's a new board, I like the functionality of having it through the top and being able to do a very clean beat on the top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to mimic how 89 installs their Proffies, and it's so clean.
Hmm.
It's so clean. It's tight. You can hardly pop the board up, but it's beautiful. It's pristine. The chassis is sturdy enough.
For the chassis in accessing in putting the Proffieboard in for the DV6, I think it's a great chassis, their default chassis. The problem is that it doesn't have a kill switch.
Yeah.
For the 6?
See, and I've also got a
Talking about for 89,
DV3
right?
that I need.
DV6. I mean, from the one I seen from Collector's Outpost videos, from John's video. I mean, it could have changed in the last 2 years, but who knows?
See, and I've got a DV3, 89 DV3 that I need to work on too, but that's later on down the road.
Yeah,
And
my
I don't.
89 was from a Luke V2 from the 24 edition. So, ironically, the chassis is the only thing that survived that break.
Speaking of 89 sabers, they are previewing the Legends version of Leia's lightsaber.
Really?
They released images of it. Basically, what it looks like is they got a copy of what Corbanth made, and now they are making their own version. And this version actually has made my wish list because it takes a 1-inch blade.
Wow.
Right? One in,
And
one
it
inch
has
is.
a
that's
D
not-
ring, which Corbanth doesn't have.
They got a cover tech.
Listen, I understand that Legend sabers and some sabers do not have a D-ring or cover tech, but you need to remember, this is the real world. There needs to be a way to hold on to something in the real world.
Yep.
You gotta think of the applications for it. That's why I got one for my Darth Malik. Is it a little bit cumbersome with it on? Yeah, but still, it works. It just works.
And if you don't like it, you could always unscrew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unscrew you.
Man, I do eventually want to acquire a Raven as well, right? A Revan.
Yeah.
But it'll be a good while. Right now, it'll be a good while before I can acquire
This is
another
also
saber.
custom installed. The Elf Saber's Revan doesn't have a cover tech wheel.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This is also by Great Salt Lake Sabers. So
Hmm. Now I want to show you guys something that I'm going to utilize for what do you call it, Roy Boy here, and I've been agonizing
Let me
on.
answer Mo's question real quick. Well, the average
Go for it.
saber blade depth depends on which category of saber you're talking about. If we're talking character sabers, your thin necks are usually let me get even more pedantic. 89 thin necks, 1 inch. They're solid 1 inch.
yep,
Everybody else's thin neck,
depends.
maybe a quarter of an inch. You
Elf
need recessed
saber-
blades.
Elf Sabers is 1 inch,
Yeah.
except for certain builds, like for example the V3 from Corbanth.
Yeah, but anything that's not a thin neck, you're looking at maybe 1.5 to 2 inches.
Oh, you're talking
Oh,
blade
yeah.
depth? Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about yeah. Like, okay, for example, the Elf Sabers Star Killer Sith Stalker, some genius, I've showed this to Mundo. Some genius over in China decided to make a version that can fit Nexus cores. And the blade depth on that thing is over 3 inches.
Wow.
Excuse you?
I'm not kidding. Like literally, I can undo it. Here, I'll go get it. I will show you.
My interest.
So
is
while you're doing that, right? So while he's getting it real quick, I'm going to show you guys this. And this is the accent LED housing for Roy Boy right here, right? Now, if you see, I've got that 440 screw that's sitting right there. and I wanted to make sure that the wires were going to sit, kind of be able to be in there because um, with this 440 screw set in there, it'll hold from Saber Bay the accent neopixel that's gonna go in there. This was so small, damn it, and I don't know if it'll get in there, but this thing is so tiny. Look at that. Look how tiny that thing is, man. And it'll sit in here, and once I wire it, I was wondering if all of the 30 gauge wires that are going to go on there we're going to go through this little piece. And geez, come on, get into that little piece through there. You see that? Look how tiny that is. So this nut right here is going to be situated on the inside of this thing and hold that little tiny micro neopixel light. And then what I'll end up doing is getting a glue gun and gluing all of inside of here so it won't come out, and then gluing the top of this in here so that it will kind of have that filter of the light in case it is that super bright, right? And it's crazy because I've been agonizing on how to keep that little neopixel in here without falling down or so forth. And utilizing that hot glue was a good option to keep the wires straight and so forth while holding that neopixel as well on top of that little 440 nut. And ironically, the nut that you see there is actually a hot nut where you can take your soldering iron and stick it into the plastic, right? And then use 440 rod to thread it through. So I have to think outside the box on how to situate that that neopixel in there. It's crazy. It's crazy, dude.
So observe, KB.
Oh, you got the
This
Sith
is-
Stalker.
Yes, that's what I was telling you about. So, see this? Watch my thumb. That's how much blade depth. That is how much blade depth.
That is a choke
Wow.
blade depth.
Yes. So I could get a
That's a good amount.
40-inch, and this thing would be good. And see, look inside. See how deep that is? See how deep that is?
That's a good amount.
I'm sorry. I am the child in this group.
That was good one. That was a good one, KB.
Wait, what did you say? I couldn't hear.
That's what she said.
Damn, that's better than my. You gotta control your pussy.
He got you back on that one. Oh my god! From the pussy one to this one. Oh my god! Oh shit!
Yeah, this is why I don't get invited out the house. I'm a bad influence.
I love it. That's what makes this channel, guys. That's what makes this channel, because we have fun like that. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So again, let's go ahead and call it a night, guys. With that, we're gonna leave it on a really good note. So again, Darth Barris and KB, thank you guys so much for coming on tonight. We miss you, James. I know, but James is so busy doing a lot of work right now on Sabers, as well as everything else that he's got to attend to. And then, of course, I've got to thank Anthony Space Windu for sending me this Luke Skywalker exquisite hilt. Man, and I just, and Jesus, dude. You can and you can find all of us on Facebook, Instagram. Barris, let them have your information so everybody, if they want to look you up.
The Southern Skywalker on Instagram.
KB.
I am KB Sabers on TikTok and Instagram. Lore Masters Pod on YouTube.
Now, I do have to tell you guys, I did get rid of TikTok, and I do apologize for everybody looking for me on TikTok. And reason being is because I found that there is some information from TikTok that has provided some information from myself onto the dark web. So I got rid of TikTok. And so, again, for anybody looking for me on TikTok, I do apologize. You can look at on Instagram and Facebook for myself. It is Edmundo Cabrera 7007 for Instagram, and on Facebook, Mundo Cabrera the Third. And again, if you're watching here, you can watch on the Mundo channel. If you can't find it on the Civilized Sabers channel, you can also find it on my Facebook page, the show, because I provided people for a way to watch the show on Facebook, on my Facebook. And so you can check that out there. Again, make sure you like and subscribe to Civilized Sabers. Anthony Space Windu for allowing me to do the show that I do. May the force be with all of you, and let's light it. And I'm gonna light them up. I'm gonna turn the LEDs on here. Make sure I got that on. Put that up, and boom. And we'll light them up. And of course, I don't have mine very loud right now. I wanted to make sure that I didn't put it too loud for the show. Of course, I could have the volume all the way up and set it. And again, may the force be with you guys. Thank you guys for so much for hanging out with us tonight. And also for the new people that came into the chat, I am very honored. Thank you again. I can't thank you all so much for hanging out in the chat. Megtooth, thank you guys. Megtooth, thank you for coming into the chat as well. Gosh, did I forget anybody? I mean, all the usual, Scott, Titan, and then all the guys that come and hang out with us every Sunday. I will try to do the show as much as I can. I will not do the show every single Sunday when there's a holiday involved. But again, when it comes to family time, take care of your family first. The show will come later. The show will always be here. People first, show later. Okay? Peace out. Love you guys.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you. Mundo out.